podcast.
Yes.
Manaspa.
Welcome everybody back to 3 Steps to 42. Where podcast, where we're doing a podcast.
Yep.
I'm Peyton. If you don't know, if you don't know who we are, I'm Peyton.
I'm Roman.
And I'm Tardy.
That's him.
Or excuse me.
Today,
I'm Professor Observer Roman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyways.
Hold on. One more thing. Hey guys. If you don't know, I have my own little podcast, and it's called The Observable.
Yeah.
If you like the sciencey content we make, please go check The Observable. As of right now, it only is one episode up, but
This week, actually, I think at the time of this being uploaded, I will have 2 episodes up. This
That's
week's
good.
episode, I am talking about why haven't we switched to nuclear energy? Stay
it's a
tuned for
very
that later.
interesting topic. It's a very interesting topic.
Check the description for my channel link and the
Yes, please.
channel description. Anywho,
Anyways,
continue.
Okay. Well, first of all, Roman, before we get into today, didn't you say you were gonna start doing a dad joke at the beginning of every episode?
You did.
Okay, well.
Let me get a good dad joke up. Actually,
Alrighty.
wait, I think I remember one. My dad said a lot during our
So it's an authentic
Mexico
dad
trip.
joke.
I don't
Freshly
know.
grown.
I forgot
Freshly
it.
squeezed.
Why did the bicycle fall over?
Why did the bicycle fall over, Roman?
Because it was too tired.
Aww.
That's a good one.
One more.
All right, yeah. Give us another one.
What did the triangle say to the circle?
What?
I don't know. What did it say?
He said you're pointless.
I get it.
I get that one. All right. Well, now, if you would allow me to introduce today's topic. Lately, we have been doing a lot of sciencey episodes. That's been like our last couple of episodes.
Yucky.
Well, actually, besides.
And,
Jordan doesn't like sciencey episodes. But,
yeah.
they are very good. But today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit more relaxed. Today, we are doing a tier list. I really hope, if you're watching, you probably already guessed, because my screen will probably be showing with a tier list on board. We are making a tier list specifically on places places, how hard or how easy, I guess, a place would be to survive. We have a list of 30 different locations, and all with, yes.
Are we ranking them by survivability?
Yes.
We're ranking them by survivability. I feel like easiest would be S tier, hardest would be F tier. That's what I think we should do. But yes, these are all 30 places that would be relatively hard to survive in. Definitely of varying degrees. Some I would rather be in compared to others. But we're going to go through and rank them on our super duper awesome tier list LLC. Yep, so you guys will likely be able to see my screen throughout most of the thing, and I'll just be throwing up all the different locations on there as we decide where they're going to be ranked in tier list. All right, so I think we are all ready to just get into it. Get in with the very first location, okay? Is everybody ready?
Yep.
First location is going to be the Titanic as it was sinking. Okay, do you want me to start us off with this one, or do you want to
let's you can start us off.
All right. So the Titanic happened in 1912, and for people who don't know what the Titanic is, it was I hope most people do, but it was a big boat a long time ago that was supposed to be unsinkable, and it was going from the USA over to like Europe, and it hit an iceberg and it sunk. and not a lot of people died. Not a lot of people survived. There were survivors who were able to get on life rafts, but there were definitely a lot of casualties, and it was
Wait,
what?
they were going from Europe to
Or
America.
were they going from Europe to USA?
Yeah, they were
yes.
they were going from England to New York.
From England to New York. Yes, sorry. Yes, from Europe to the U.S. Sorry. But anyways, that is kind of what happened. What was that the Titanic, just during the night, struck an iceberg, and that created like a hole in the Titanic or whatever, and it started filling with water, and eventually it split and sunk and into the bottom of the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, which we weren't able to find that for a very long time, but we did.
And then
A little
while. Was submarine with.
And then there was a submarine that was also pretty bad.
The Ocean Gate thing.
Yep. Like, was it 2020?
It was 2023, I think.
Oh, that was a lot more recent than I thought it was. Yeah, hold on. Yes, anyways, do one of y'all wanna go ahead and say what your thoughts on are, or what your thoughts on this are, or how survivable it would be? Because there were people that got on life rafts and did end up surviving, but the majority didn't.
My thing is, if we were on there, we would not survive because we would not classify as children for how old we are. I think children for them was like 10 or 12 and under, something like that. And obviously we're not women, so.
Dang, it really was 2023, huh?
Yeah.
I thought that was a while ago.
Dang. You know what was a while ago, almost?
What?
Next year, Breath of the Wild will be a decade old.
I heard that it was 9 years old like 2 days ago or whatever, and I was
It's
like,
crazy.
Wow, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. But anyways, Roman, go on with what you're saying.
The initial impact, if you weren't like in the area of impact, then you should be unaffected really by it.
With the initial impact, it was more that it was sinking. And also, I think it is important to specify that the water was ice cold when this happened. It was the middle of the night in the freezing Atlantic.
Crap.
The water, no.
How cold was the water exactly?
Let me see. How cold?
Below freezing. I know.
Yeah.
I believe so. When the Titanic sank. Yep, 28 degrees Fahrenheit or -2°C.
That's quite. It's pretty cold.
Just a little bit.
So
that is
you
very cold
would
water. Not gonna survive
certainly
for long.
get hypothermia. If you were, in the water.
Yep.
And the initial, like I said, the initial impact, you should be fine. Because when it happened, people didn't even know for like a good bit.
Yeah.
But then it took
started
what, like
filling up. It took several hours. It took
like
several hours.
2 or 3 hours, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is in between 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, it took several hours to fill up. Eventually, it split in two and started sinking. It slowly filled up with water and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. So it really comes down to if you were able to get onto a life raft, you would survive. But if you were not able to get onto a life raft, you were likely dead. And since we don't fit their description of children, and also none of us are women, I think we would most likely not get.
There were like doors like in the Titanic.
If you don't have a life raft, your chances are at least pretty slim, I would say. Can we agree on that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It would be that you're definitely not likely to survive. Although I do believe that there are definitely locations here that would be harder to survive
So how
than
many
the
how many
Titanic.
tiers do we have?
We have S, A, B, C, D, F.
I
I
would
would
say
say
this
So
is like a
6 tiers.
C.
I would give it
yeah.
a. I agree. I agree. I think it
Mm-hmm.
belongs in C tier. Okay. Titanic. I think we're all good agreeing that it's C tier. It's not the hardest to survive. I say we definitely don't. It's not like we have a 0% chance of making it out of there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not very likely. Anyways, next up we have the Sahara Desert as our next location.
I can start us off with this one.
Go ahead.
So if you somehow don't know what the Sahara Desert is, let me inform you. The Sahara Desert is here we'll just put up like a
Kind of
quick
hot.
map of it. Um
Sure.
this is a satellite image of the Sahara. It is that big just orange tan part at the top of Africa. Pretty much. That is pretty much
Yeah.
all of the Sahara. And now
Yep.
the Sahara, we all know that the largest desert is Antarctica, but
Yeah.
the Sahara is the largest hot desert.
The largest desert that
And
it isn't freezing.
yeah. That isn't freezing.
Yeah. It is. I mean it is. But yeah, it's no water like around it. It's very big as uh Roman said and as the image we put up shows. It's like a large chunk of North Africa. It's also getting bigger, which is
Because of
not very good.
oh, and just to grasp how big it really is, it's first off, it's 31% of all of Africa,
Wow,
which
yeah,
is like a
yeah.
lot. And the
Just a little bit, because
Sahara,
Africa is the second biggest continent.
yeah. And the Sahara covers 9 million square kilometers or 3.5 square um
Miles.
3.5 million square miles.
3.5 square miles. Yeah, 3 point, that's, it's pretty big. I think if you were just dropped in the middle of it with zero water, extreme heat in the day, really cold at night,
Mhm.
it's just that it's so big and the chance of anyone finding you there is just immensely small. So like your only way to get out of there would just be essentially to hike all the way out of it, I guess, unless you guys have any better ideas. Billy?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I think hiking out would probably be the only solution.
And it's a really bad solution because you can't go that long, go that far in that long amount of time in the insane heat with zero water at all. And that's why I feel like it would be harder than the Titanic because I feel like the Titanic
Mhm.
there's at least a chance, but I want
Yeah.
to put the Sahara Desert in
I would say A or
D
B.
tier.
B tier.
Oh,
I
oh,
like
sorry.
that.
We're doing survivability, I thought. Right? Cuz like S is the
Oh, yeah,
easiest to
sorry.
survive.
Sorry, I was thinking
So,
backwards. Yeah, so
yeah.
D, definitely.
Almost part of me depending on how this goes part of me wants to put Titanic up in B tier, but
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking backwards. I
I
would
was
I think
yeah,
yeah.
because there's a chance, and you are with people, so like
Mhm.
there's definitely a chance that you get on lifeboats, and that even if you don't, there is still a chance that you can manage to survive on like a door or something until the Carpathia arrives. So I'm gonna move Titanic up to B tier and throw Sahara Desert in D tier. Uh,
Mhm.
because you just have a very, very slim chance of surviving if you were just dropped in the middle of the Sahara Desert with nothing but like the fucking clothes on you.
Mm.
Are you all in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Yes. This next one. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh yeah, Point Nemo.
So easy.
So,
Uh, I
point.
don't necessarily have these quite in the order that the whiteboard has them in. but for the most part it is. Point Nemo. Next is for people, I'm sure more people will know what the Titanic and the Sahara Desert are than people who know what Point Nemo is. But for people who don't know what Point Nemo is, it is just the farthest point in the world away from land. In the middle of the South Pacific Ocean, you are just surrounded by miles and miles and miles of water. And I think this one would depend. Are we saying you're just dropped in the middle of the ocean with
pretty much
on
I
a
thought you would
raft?
have like a
Do you
survival
have a raft, or are you just there with nothing other than
I don't
clothes and
know.
you?
I don't know.
I feel like it would be you. It would be just you, and if it's just you, there's no water. I mean, well, you know what I mean. There's salt water, but no drinking water. You can't drink salt water and live. And you just cannot. As hard as it would be to make it out of the Sahara Desert, it would be 10 times harder to make it out of Point Nemo because you're not just walking, you have to swim and you have to fight the currents and
any
whatever you
life,
would
animal
any
life.
life forms that you'll find, yeah, which you are more likely to find life there than you are in the Sahara, I feel like. I feel like this is just the Sahara but times 10, and I really think Point Nemo should be just our first F tier. I feel like there is no way, no miracle, nothing on Earth that could potentially save you. You have zero chance of being found by anybody. I feel like there's just no way. If you guys have thoughts that you want to add,
Oh, that's about it.
Yeah,
it's
I think
It's pretty.
it's
That's yeah.
it's not very survivable. Oh my gosh, my thing.
I
Okay,
would put that in like A probably. That's
you're
A
still
or
thinking
S.
backwards.
Or yeah.
I'm gonna put it in. I think we should put it in F just because, like,
Mm-hmm.
how much more unsurvivable can you get?
Yeah.
There's literally nothing. I hate screwing with this. Oh, I think I can just actually. No, I can't. Dang it. My fucking I don't like my thing. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, my yeah, the cropping it to where you can see the tier list and everything in the tier list, but not like the ads is hard. But anyways, okay, we're good. Yeah, Point Nemo is just really as hard as it gets for me. I feel like it might not be. I mean, it's just there's no scenario, no possible scenario that I can think of where I would be able to get out of that. All right, you guys ready to move on to our next location?
Yep.
Next up, we have the Australian Outback. This one,
I feel like this is decently survivable.
this is a lot more survivable than like Point Nemo or the Sahara Desert, I feel like. But
Yeah.
anyways, just for people who don't know, Australia is this big island continent in the ocean or whatever, or surrounded by ocean that has like the coasts that where like the majority of people live, most people live, and then like anywhere else,
It's pretty
it's
much Outback.
just outback. It's just this hot,
Steakhouse.
hot sort of not Outback Steakhouse. It's this like just hot, uh, yeah, desert-y
There are
area.
still some like cities in the outback, kind of middle or like
Yes,
close to the middle,
they
because there's
are
like
far and
big
few
water
between.
tables.
There are. There's also like if you're dropped randomly in the outback, I don't think you're going to be able to find water very easily. I mean, it's not like the Sahara Desert, but you know what I mean. Does someone else want to talk about this one for a second?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Roman can.
All right.
Goopy, you gonna?
Oh, you want to, or should I?
You should.
There are like the main kind of almost the main thing, except for like water and stuff, is the animals there, because there are like very bad guys. They're not very friendly. Like lizards, poisonous everything, snakes, spiders, kangaroos, which are really deadly.
They are. If you don't know what you're doing, I feel like you can avoid them. But yes, wildlife is definitely our high. This is definitely our highest wildlife concern. There's all kinds of wildlife
Yeah.
in the Australian outback. If you mind me just saying a couple small facts
Mhm.
really quick, it is kind of big. Roman, what did you say? How big did you say the Sahara Desert was again?
Sahara Desert is hold
Because I know
on.
how big the outback is.
3.6 million square miles.
3.6 million square miles, which is bigger than the Australian outback, but not by very much because it is about 2.3 million square miles or 5.6 million square kilometers. And it makes up like roughly 80% of the continent.
Yeah.
It's very, and it is quite hot. Um in summer, which is December to February. Keep in mind,
December
summer is
1st.
in North American winter, or is in the northern hemisphere's winter, and winter is in the summer. So in summer, which is like December to February, temperatures like usually get above uh 39 Celsius, which is, what is that in Fahrenheit? That's over 100 Fahrenheit, I think. It's definitely over 100 Fahrenheit. And in the winter, it's not as bad. Heat wise, it's typically around 18 to 24 Celsius, which
Okay.
is hot, which is like hot summer kind of for people in the
It's
US.
so weird how
It's like it's kind of like it's like
the
summer.
southern hemisphere is like reversed. Like they have
It is
like
odd to think
Christmas
about.
in the summer.
Yeah.
All
Well,
everything is like based in the northern hemisphere. There's almost like nothing that has been based in southern
well,
hemisphere.
you think that, but if you lived in Australia, you'd think the exact opposite. But
Santa Claus, that's he lives in the North Pole. Come on.
yeah, it's different. It's weird and different. A lot of
Their
stuff is
their
based
Santa
on the
Claus
northern
wears like a
hemisphere.
tracksuit and like a tank top
Yeah, and he like drives like a
Yeah.
for
tow truck.
Christmas.
I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
It's yeah. But the problem if you were there in the summer would be nights because in a desert a lot of people don't think about how it actually gets really or in a hot desert really. A lot of people don't think about how it gets really cold at night and during summer nights get below freezing very often.
Yeah.
So I'd say it would be easier to go during the summer than the or during our summer, their winter, during the winter than the summer in Australia.
Hmm.
But is it just based off, I guess, right now? I suppose
What happened? Who?
the time that we go there.
Yeah, probably like right now.
Sure.
Uh, okay, so that would be
Winterish.
their winter. So that makes it a little bit more survivable. Anyone else have anything to say on this one?
No, that was. I mean,
Given
yeah.
how it's like winter, I feel like it would be kind of easy to survive. Not easy, but easy, way easier.
Easier compared to the things on
I would
this
say
list.
probably
I
like
would
B or
definitely
A,
agree. I would put it in.
if not S.
Ah, I
It's
would
probably
definitely.
more survivable than the Titanic.
I would put it in A tier, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm struggling between A and B tier. It's more survivable than the Titanic, arguably. You want me to just throw it in A tier
Yeah.
for the time being? Because
Sure.
we can move it around.
Mm-hmm.
Unless y'all want it in B tier.
It's fine.
Alright. We're gonna put the Australian outback in A tier so far. Probably more survivable than the Titanic, but not definitely none of these are going to be necessarily easy to survive.
Mm-hmm.
These are all, the whole point of this is that these are all hard to survive. So A tier. Next up, we have Antarctica. This one, as Roman mentioned, is the largest desert, and y'all want to get us started on Antarctica?
Sure, I'll get us started on Antarctica.
Sounds great.
Antarctica is the biggest desert in the world. And if
Yes.
you are somehow confused on how a really cold place can be a desert, desert just means, not a lot of rain.
Devoid
So,
of rain and water. That's
yeah.
what a desert is. It does not have to be hot.
So far, this is pretty big, just 5.5 million square miles, or 14.2 million kilometers,
That's
square
just
kilometers.
pretty big. It's bigger than the Sahara, bigger than the outback. Like close to as big as both of them combined. Not quite, but you know, it's
Yeah,
very big.
but it's the coldest, windiest, and driest continent on Earth.
It is freezing. Yeah.
And the temperature can exceed to 10 degrees Celsius in the summer and then fall below negative 40 Celsius.
Well, hold on. On my phone app, the only two locations I have are White Georgia and Antarctica, and Antarctica. So, just currently in general Antarctica, it is negative 64 C. Negative 64 right now.
Yeah.
So, freezing cold. Um, Not a lot of rain. However, you could theoretically extract water from the ice and maybe I don't know how drinkable. I'm gonna look that up.
Well, like most of fresh water is frozen, right?
Most of fresh water is frozen. I think it is just drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but okay, I guess not. It is fresh water, but it is very dangerous because it has lots of bacteria and parasites if you're just extracting it from the wild.
I
I
gotcha.
just, yeah. So while it is drinkable and you will have to, if you want to do this, you will just kind of have to risk that. But also keep in mind, in the time, if we are going off of the time that we go here is right now, you're not going to see the sun because Antarctica just really doesn't get sun during these months. Right now, there's not going to be a sunrise for several weeks in Antarctica. It's just going to be very dark, which is not quite the best if you're trying to navigate out of it. Like Roman said, it's huge, it's freezing. Water there is water, which is better than Outback or Sahara. It has better options for water than the Outback or the Sahara. But it's you're not going to be found by people because very few your people are just going to see you flying over Antarctica because also just in general not a lot of flights go over the Antarctic just because it's a lot easier and also there are no stopping places when you're going over Antarctica. So it's not like you're going to find a plane and be able to signal to it and they're going to come pick you up somehow.
An Eskimo may help you, but
I don't think
If you
Eskimos live
find
there,
one.
do they?
or like the not Eskimos, but like people. There's some people that live in
Like
There are
Antarctica.
a couple of people, but it's mostly just scientists and researchers on the coast, and I'm
Yeah.
interpreting this as you're dropped somewhere randomly. So
Oh,
probably mostly likely just the middle of it.
and
And
not
high
that
winds,
this
like Roman said.
not that this really changes much, but to you goobs that are so in love with fossil fuels, there's this thing called the ozone layer. which y'all
Oh
seem
yeah,
to really freaking hate.
yeah.
And it wasn't just fossil fuels; it was, the
CFCs,
the
anything
CFCs.
that produced CFCs, ripped a hole in the ozone layer in the late 1900s. There was huge hole,
Who
which
cares?
is technically getting better now. Jordan, which is technically getting better now, but Antarctica was pretty much just exposed. There is also now growing a hole in the ozone layer over the Arctic, which is not shrinking; it is growing because of fossil fuels exclusively. But yeah, we banned CFCs, so the hole in the Antarctic is kind of shrinking, but still, crisis, bad. I'm sure if you want to go check out episode 2 of The Observable, you'll probably hear more about that.
You
Right,
indeed
Roman?
will. Yes.
But anyways, Antarctica, I'm thinking not very survivable.
No,
Very much
I'm
not.
thinking A. That's pretty. You're pretty
D.
screwed. B.
D.
D.
It's reversed.
D. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I
It's
keep
based on.
thinking
It's fine. I get
backwards.
it.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. But yeah, I was gonna say I would like to put it in D if y'all aren't opposed to that, which is essentially A if you're basing it off of.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get one.
D.
It's yeah. We're going off of survivability, which yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be. I would say almost F, because there's like no chance of you getting
It
out.
is almost F. I feel
There's
like
no
potentially.
chance.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You're gonna freeze. The
For
winds are
anything,
strong.
yeah.
There's no sun. This is really kind of as hard as it gets. It's easier than Point Nemo, but I'd put it in F if y'all wanted to do that. I'd be
Sure.
fine putting. Yeah, let's throw Antarctica in F because while it does technically have water that you can drink, that's all it has going for it.
There's also polar bears too. So
There are also polar bears and there's wildlife which you don't want to encounter. Next up, we are going to talk about the Amazon rainforest.
this is definitely an F.
Not, not very likely.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
be
not very
honest.
likely.
Goopy,
Mhm.
tell us about the Amazon rainforest.
It's, I think, mostly in like Brazil, right?
Most of it is in Brazil,
Yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
Brazil.
but it does span across tons of South American countries.
Um, it's just like a really big, really tropical rainforest that has a lot of like bad guys, like bad
Bad
animals,
guys.
very tropical,
Yeah,
hot, humid, not much
if we're
clean
talking
water.
about wildlife, it's pretty bad with wildlife.
Yeah.
There is water that is technically drinkable, but again, like you're probably gonna even more so than Antarctica find tons of
Well,
parasites and bacteria.
you can, there's like plants and stuff that you can eat
Goopy?
that'll give you water and stuff.
Okay.
If you know what you're looking for, you can forage.
Yeah. It's and size wise, uh how big is the Amazon rainforest, do y'all know?
That's pretty average.
It's the
Uh,
world's largest rainforest, I know that.
I'm trying to find a.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it though. Okay, 5.5 to
It's
6 million square kilometers, or 2.1 to 2.3 million square miles. It Fun fact, this doesn't really change much for survivability. It provides a fifth of the world's oxygen.
and
Uh,
it also belongs to 9 different nations
yep,
and
mostly Brazil and Colombia.
3,344 indigenous territories.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
tribes.
all kinds of tribes that probably won't be very nice, but I don't know.
They're not that
If you've
mean.
ever played, if you've ever played Green Hell,
Yeah,
mm,
they're not that mean. They're not that mean.
So, well, some are more hostile than others, and also it's uh, it's also saying there uh, the Amazon rainforest is huge, and even with how many did you say there were, Roman?
how many what?
tribes, indigenous tribes?
3,344.
3,344 is still not a lot of tribes when you're talking about millions of square miles. That's less than one tribe every 1,000 square miles.
Yeah.
Which you are not getting even nearly 1,000 square miles.
So you
I feel
probably
like
won't come in contact with a
unless you
goob.
know what you're doing. Unless if you know how to get water and if you know you're very likely to get killed animal wise, I feel like. Maybe. Very hostile animals. But Roman, what were you gonna say?
You probably won't come in contact with some tribes, just like Peyton said. But
Yeah. If you do, maybe you could possibly make it work, but I don't think so. Okay, so anyone else? It gets a lot of rain,
Yeah.
which you can drink.
It's not very good to drink,
Seeing as how it
but
is a rainforest, it's not
no.
very good. It's not very good, but I mean, if it's one of your only options.
yeah.
It's I also don't know how many people. There's no. It's not like anyone's gonna see you, in there, even if they were staring directly at you from above, because like it's a rainforest, a lot of really high trees. You're not gonna be able to see the ground. Uh, so the only way really out, I guess, again, is just sort of finding your way out, hiking there, which is
Possible, but
possible.
not that
It's
possible.
more, it's possible, but not that. It's possible, but not that possible. If you know what you're doing, you might have a chance. Or y'all fine if I just put it in C tier?
C.
Yeah, I feel like it's more possible in the Sahara.
Yeah, okay,
And we
fine.
gotta think that,
Yeah,
and, and we gotta think that none of these are going to be like insane survivable. We can also move stuff too if we
yeah.
get if our okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, this is a fun one. North Sentinel Island. Uh, if you don't know what
Oh,
North Sentinel Island
yeah.
is, Roman, sounds like you would like to
So,
explain.
yeah. North Sentinel Island is, I think, either the only or one of the islands and places that are literally forbidden for humans to visit, go
Mm-hmm.
to, all that.
Because
Now,
it is, well, Roman.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because it is one of the, it is home to one of the only remaining, like uncontacted tribes,
Mm-hmm.
uncontacted.
The in the indigenous, tribes there or tribe there, it's home to the Sentin. Oh, good lord,
Sentinelese.
Sentinelese. Yeah. That
And they are not
volunteer.
known for being nice.
Yeah.
They are not known for being nice.
They like the voluntary isolation, and it's like protected by India. They're who
Yes, this is an
enforces
Indian
this, and
island.
it's off the Bay of Bengal. Yeah. Um, and there's not too much good stuff going on here.
Not
There was one, I think, or like, yeah, there was a peaceful contact with them, um, made by Triloknath Pandit, who was part of the Anthropological Survey of India, and yeah.
okay. Uh, yeah, most people, they're not very nice. And this island, if you're thinking, oh, I'll just avoid the island and swim to mainland India, and that's that. Uh, it's not a lot of, you might think it's just off the coast, but it is over 700 miles away from mainland India. It is very far away, and it is in the Indian Ocean, so you can't just get up and swim there. But you
Yeah.
might be able to harvest materials, food, coconut water, from the island, and maybe build a raft out of wood
But you
and
probably won't
maybe
survive
get
that
back
long.
there, but you're probably not going to survive for very long. I feel like it's not going to be like the tribe likely that kills you
Mhm.
unless you stumble upon them
Uh,
and you don't know what you're doing.
it
I
probably
feel like it's
will.
more likely just to be the fact that you're stranded on the island. That you're stranded
Yeah.
on.
But if you do come in contact with the Sentinelese, if you give them like coconuts, they probably will be fine with you. They just would not want you to stick around.
Yeah. But if you don't know what you're doing and you see them, then you're not they're not nice. But like Roman said, you can give them
Yeah.
coconuts and stay out of their way, I suppose. But
Yeah.
just
Hold up. Let me look
Goopy.
up what you continue. I'm gonna look up something.
All right. Just the fact that you are stranded on an island hundreds of miles away from land, and I don't really think anyone checks up on that island very much. Uh, your
Yeah.
chances are very slim. It's not like you're stranded in Point Nemo or the Sahara Desert. It's a lot, and I will say 745 miles is not as much as uh it's not as far as getting out of the Australian outback or the Amazon rainforest. So I mean, this is one of the more possible, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I'd call this more possible, but your chances still are not very
Hard.
high
Yeah, they're
unless
really
you know.
slim.
Yeah, again, knowing if you were to know what you are doing, uh, you could maybe, yeah, or you would. I mean, you would have a better chance of getting out than. But you're like Roman said, your chances are very slim. You're not likely going to get out of there. Goopy,
Apparently, someone.
Roman.
What?
Sorry, just you. Sorry, you keep saying what you were saying.
Apparently, someone last year in March from the United States made a landing on the island and he left behind coconuts and Diet Coke
Uh,
Mm.
that's
and collected and mind illegally, of course,
yeah,
collected sand
sure.
samples and recorded a video before he returned home and he was subsequently
Subsequently,
subsequently arrested by Indian Police Service and he referred to himself in court as a thrill seeker.
he
And that
doesn't sound very
was,
smart. He
I think
really,
this was Jordan's cousin.
Mm.
yeah,
Anywho,
yeah. So
Never
that
mind.
it,
wasn't
Whatever I was looking up was not anything.
okay. North Sentinel Island. Where do we want to put it, guys?
uh, hmm,
Keep in mind
where,
we are going off of survivability, so S tier would be most likely to
yeah,
survive. F tier would be
where,
least likely.
where do we have Sahara?
Sahara's in D.
Yeah, I would put this in probably D or F, maybe.
You think? Mm,
I mean, this isn't very survivable.
it isn't. I don't know. I just feel like, in my opinion, this would be probably comparable to the Amazon, maybe, because I feel like you
Oh,
can survive
okay.
and get coconut water. We can move some stuff down if you want.
No, it's fine.
Are y'all good if we put it in C?
Hmm.
Goopy, did you have something to
Yeah,
say?
yeah, I
What?
guess so.
Okay. We might move stuff down depending on if the things we have coming up here are more survivable. We'll see. We
Alrighty.
can adjust. Anyways, next up, time for Mount Everest, specifically the summit of Mount Everest.
Hmm.
Uh, Mount Everest, if you don't know, tallest mountain, or well, the mountain that reaches the highest elevation on Earth. It is part of a mountain range in Nepal, which is a country in Asia. Yes.
Country.
It is a country, Goopy. Uh, anyways, it's very cold, freezing. Do y'all know how cold Mount Everest is at its
Cold
peak?
Mount Everest is cold at its peak is
It's
uh
also over 8,000 meters or 29,000 feet tall, by the way.
uh
Forgot to mention that.
Mm.
What I do know about it, though, which makes it hard, is at the peak of Mount Everest, you only have about a third as much oxygen as you do on Earth. And a lot of people wouldn't think of that, and that will actually end up being your biggest threat uh, on the top of Mount Everest, is that you have very little oxygen, and living with a third as much oxygen in the air as you should be, you're not going to survive for very long. Definitely not more than a day or two, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
So you would have to make the hike down. And keep in mind with the cold, Roman, have you figured out how cold Mount Everest
yes.
is? Okay.
Average temperatures are about -36 Celsius to -30. Um, and during a very harsh winter, this can plummet all the way down to like -60 C.
Wow.
So it's pretty cold.
As cold as Antarctica.
Mm.
Uh, anyways, so that's gonna be obviously a huge factor and very hard to survive in that cold of weather if you're just going in the clothes on you now. Personally, right now I'm in a t-shirt and shorts, so I don't know how long I'm gonna survive in that cold weather. But distance-wise, this is not nearly as big as the Amazon rainforest or the Australian outback or the Sahara Desert or Antarctica or Point Nemo or anything like that. You don't even have to go nearly as far as you do for North Sentinel Island. This is clearly, or this is definitely the smallest distance you have to cover. I don't know how far away, because I feel like there's got to be people or whatever at the the bottom of Mount Everest that are for like people who want to climb there. I'm sure there's got to be something
Yeah, there's like
right near
even
the
like
bottom.
almost halfway, or there's like close to like a third of the way up. There's like camps.
There's camps, yeah.
There's camps like
Yeah, and
everywhere.
that if you can make it to one of those camps, I feel like you're pretty much good with just the huge restraints being lack of oxygen and super cold temperature. And also it being kind of you can't just walk down. It's a steep hike downward. Uh, yeah,
There's even some like vertical climbs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Depending
and
on
without gear, I don't think there's like any chance.
Yeah,
Almost
you're
without
impossible.
gear,
cooked.
it's definitely gonna be very hard. Uh,
Honestly, I would say this is an F. This is you are not surviving this at all.
Yeah, yeah. With like the
yeah,
oxygen, yeah, I don't think.
yes, the
Oxygen,
oxygen and the freezing weather.
there's not really any food around.
Not really,
Um yeah.
and water. I don't know how drinkable I guess maybe I guess it is technically drinkable, but I don't know how much you want to drink that. It's
Oh,
definitely not okay. This is definitely not somewhere you want to be. I'm fine putting this in F if y'all want to.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Um. hmm. All right. Next up, we have arguably this one, in my opinion, hot take might be worse than Point Nemo. This is In
What
my
is?
opinion, y'all don't have to. This is the hardest thing we've gotten so far. We are doing Jordan's room.
Oh
Being
no.
locked inside of Jordan's room.
This is pretty tough.
Well, why not start off by hearing from the man himself, Jordan?
It's not that hard. I've been doing it
Okay.
for like what? Since third grade. No, eighth grade. Like
And
over
he's
6 years, I think.
transmutated into a whole different species.
Oh.
His brain matter has deteriorated,
A
and
lot.
and his diet is interesting. Um. Anyways, the life forms. Oh my gosh, there's a fucking Pepsi ad or Dr. Pepper ad on the tier list, and it's like covering the thing. Life forms, you are gonna have trouble. This is definitely even denser than the Amazon rainforest with unique life forms because you're gonna find about like I don't even know countless different species of goop and microorganisms stationed there. Pretty much any direction you look, you're gonna find like some form of microorganisms, goop, fungus, protists, anything you could find just in the air, and that's polluting the air. So like as bad as the or as bad as the air on Mount Everest is with such little oxygen, the air with just so many parasites in it is just going to be so hard to breathe. Any person with like normal biology is going to struggle to even breathe and
Mm-hmm.
get infected and overtaken being locked in Jordan's room.
But
There
what
was
if you
also at least
mutate
one
too?
hornet sighting. There was also at least one hornet
There's
sighting
been
in
a lot
Jordan's
more
room.
than one.
Okay. Um, if you mutate too, well then you're going to become Jordan, which is some could argue worse than death.
Oh yeah, worse than death.
And there's a like meat hungry mold in my room because I feed it wasps.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he like feeds these organisms and lets them grow. He's going all the mold and the fungus and with all of this, I think we can all agree where this
This is
goes
an F
without
tier.
question.
This is
Tier
No,
worse
S
than
tier.
Point
S tier.
Nemo. F tier,
S tier.
absolutely F tier.
this is F
S tier.
tier.
This is part one of the, I guess what's going to be a 3-part episode.
Yeah. Oh my.
Because we're about a third of the way through our locations. A little bit less than actually. We have 9 of our locations done.
Oh man.
9 out of 30.
So we'll
So
just
this
do
is gonna
one.
end up being
We'll
a
do one
3-part.
more, and then we'll just do our
Okay, one more thing to get us 10, and this is a short one. This next one is short.
Oh
which
yeah,
is good.
super short. I can kick us off.
All right.
Our next one, I think that's the same. Is
This one might be our first S tier, in my opinion. Jordan's basement.
ooh,
Do y'all just want to do that one as a short one? Because I
yeah,
feel
we'll
like.
do that one
Yeah,
real quick.
easy S tier.
All right. Okay. Jordan's basement. This one is easily an S tier here. If you're locked in Jordan's basement, you may be like, oh, but I'm without food. You
Oh
aren't
no.
without food. You
Oh
have
no.
vast rows of shelves. There's frozen food, there's a microwave, there's candy. Candy, 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 candy,
It's like
candy,
Willy
candy.
Wonka's basement.
Doritos stashed in the ceiling.
Yeah, they have like
Shelves
the
of
office
chips
ceiling tiles, and there's like Doritos like that are so stuffed in the ceiling that they're like falling out. There's
Yeah,
Pop
they're in
Tarts.
the boards. There's Pop Tarts and Pop Tarts, junk food, chips, anything you could dream of. The only thing you are not going to find here is vegetables.
There's canned vegetables.
There's
There are
vegetables there, but only because
vegetables
they
that
don't
are,
eat any.
and so they're likely very, very old and expired.
I don't eat any. Okay.
Yeah, we know your family does not eat veggies.
Okay, so there are technically canned green beans, although
And
how long
Carb
they've been
Demon.
there, it predates history. I mean, you could
Your
ask the people.
pineapple!
Oh
It
my
goes to your
gosh.
pineapple. You could ask the people at during Pompeii, and they would be like, "Oh yeah, Jordan's green beans, they've been there forever."
Yeah.
But I think this one is an S tier. Jordan, wait, I do have one question for you before I just go ahead and throw this in S tier. What are your water options in your basement?
Ice in the deep freezer.
So yeah, there is the ice and whatever, but you could make that work. But we have like a
You
huge
could.
water purification thing that
Okay.
like
All right.
purifies just a ton of water. Um, it's huge, and we haven't ever used it. Um,
Uh-huh.
and so theoretically, there are like juices and like canned fruits and stuff, and canned like whatever canned foods. And so if you eat a bunch of those, you
You
pee,
need
you
yeah, it's
filter
all the
it.
sodium.
And yeah,
Hold on. Um, so so you said your water purifier is like really big, right?
huge.
And you haven't used it?
Nope, no, not once.
You know what I'm gonna say?
What?
I think you should throw it away.
That's a good idea.
That's Jordan logic, by the way.
That's Jordan
So
logic. If you've never used it, you might as well just throw it away. If you don't know how to use it, you might as well just throw it away. If you haven't used it in a while, you might as well just throw it away. If you have a lot of it, you might as well just throw it away.
and if it takes up a lot of space, you
You
might
might
as well
as well
throw it
just
away.
throw it
That's
away.
not exactly my
That is
logic.
That
it.
is.
Yeah, that literally is exactly what you said.
But you had like
Okay.
no intention of using the stuff.
Anyways, I think we can all agree that of the locations, this is. Hold on. I'm sorry. Computer. Okay, that's lovely. It won't let me drag things anymore. Oh, is it just Jordan's basement?
It's so
All right,
heavy.
I'm gonna delete. I posted too much candy. It will not let me move Jordan's
It's
basement.
too heavy.
I'm gonna create a new thing.
It's because of the water purifier.
It is. It is. Okay. Oh shoot. Anyways, Jordan's basement. I think definitely belongs in S tier. It is very easy to survive compared to the other things. Hold on. There is something that's been kind of itching me. Are y'all fine if I move Australian Outback down to B tier?
Sure.
I feel like I don't know how survivable that would be. Anyways, all right. Is everyone ready? This is our final list for part 1 of the tier list of places that might be survivable. Perchance, give me a please. Let's Goopy.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give us the outro for part 1? We'll see y'all in part 2.
Sure.
Nigger.
I really need to take a pee pee. Okay, yeah.
You can.
If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like us, hit the subscribe button. But if you do like us and you do hit the subscribe button, in a whirl.